Hey guys, welcome back. So first off, this is a collaboration video, so I suggest you stop watching this video and go down to the description box to see the videos from the other collaborators, because I'm almost positive it's going to be more interesting and entertaining than this one. And second of all, this collaboration was not my idea. I'm still a little bit upset about that. I was invited to this collaboration by WJ Handydad, aka the Texas Hamburglar. And the reason why I'm upset with it is because it's such a good topic and I can't believe I didn't think of it before. So the topic of this video is the pros and cons of owning and driving a civilian Panther car versus a fleet Panther car. And from my understanding, how I view the fleet Panther cars are the police model Crown Victorias, the long wheelbase taxi cabs like the New York City taxi cab, and the Executive L Lincoln Town cars that are limousines. And I'm not sure, but I think those are the town cars with those big, thick moldings on the front and rear bumpers, because they were always going in and out of airports and getting in fender benders and stuff. So right off the bat, I think I'm the absolute worst person to give an opinion on this, because I've never owned a fleet model Panther car. I've only owned civilian Panthers. And I think we can all agree what a civilian Panther is, and those are just the plain Jane regular models available to the public. Alright, let's get this underway. So I think the first part of this video, I'd just like to talk about all of the Panther cars that I've owned, and let you know what I think is good about them and bad about them. And then of course I know very little about the fleet models because I've never owned one before. So my very first Panther car, we got to go all the way back to 2003. I got my very first Panther car, and it was a model year 2000 Crown Victoria LX. And I remember it like it was yesterday. It had leather, it had air ride suspension, it had the fancy digital dash, and it was pretty nice. And it was white, and it had the chrome grille up front, and when I had it, I was using it for my commute to the Bay Area. And at the time, the California Highway Patrol, they of course had their Crown Vics, but they had a fleet of all white units, like the plain clothes ones, and you could never tell that it was a California Highway Patrol because it had all of the lights on the inside, and it had dark tinted windows all the way around except for the front windows. They only tinted the back windows and the back door windows. So that's exactly what I did. I tinted the windows, the back windshield and the windows on the rear doors. And what else did I do? Oh yeah, because it was an LX, it had those funky alloy wheels, and so I took those alloy wheels off and I got steel wheels from a junkyard and I put on the hubcaps. So just by putting on the window tint and the hubcaps, it automatically looked like a California Highway Patrol undercover unit. And that was perfect for what I was doing. I was commuting with the car, so it was a very safe commute. Nobody would come within 10 car lengths of me, and nobody would tailgate me, and it was just a great commute. And then my next Panther car will fast forward all the way to 2009, And my second Panther car is my 2004 Crown Victoria base model. And of course it's a civilian model, and it doesn't have any of the niceties that the LX had. It's got cloth seating, no air ride, and nothing. I mean, the only thing it's got is a radio and air conditioning. And again, I had a commute. I had a commute to the Bay Area. So what I did is I replaced the chrome horizontal grille with the black honeycomb grille. I think I got it off eBay for $20. And then the rear of the car, the rear fascia is body color matched to the car. So I replaced the rear fascia with a black, the black one, and then I also had to replace the taillights because the taillights had that chrome strip at the bottom, and I wanted it to match the black rear fascia. So my neighbor was he actually had a Berkeley, UC Berkeley police car that he was parting out. So I got the taillights and the rear fascia for 20 bucks. And so by doing those two things, changing the front grille and the rear taillights and the rear fascia, it automatically looked like an undercover California Highway Patrol car, but it wasn't white, it's gray. So maybe not Highway Patrol, but it just looked like an undercover police vehicle. And again, for my application, commuting to the Bay Area back and forth every day, it worked out great. Nobody got within 10 car lengths of me. Very safe drive. Okay, and so my third and final Panther car is the car I'm driving right now, and this is the 2010 Mercury Grand Marquis. And I often call this car my Crown Victoria, because after owning this car for almost 3 years now, and going through it and fixing stuff on it, this car is almost, I want to say it's 99% identical to my 04 Crown Vic. It's just, everything is just so similar. And so yeah, this car has got leather, and this car was actually a rental car. The first year of its life, it was a rental car at LA Airport, and then after the first year, it was sold to Oregon, and an elderly couple up in Oregon had it for the next from 2011 to 2017. So they had it for 6 years up in Oregon, and then I got it in 2018. So I'm the third owner of this car, and I really like this car. The price was right. It was 2010, and I got it with 65,000 miles, and I got it on Craigslist. I found it on Craigslist of all places. I test drove about 10 different ones, and this was the nicest one, and it was only $2,500. I really like that, and I got it for such a good price. I turned right around and I put another $2,500 in it, reconditioning it, changing all the fluids, fixing this and that, fixing broken things, doing some upgrades, and so I've got $5,000 into this car, and it's been trouble-free, and I'm hoping it will be for the next 20 years. Okay, so now I'd like to talk about the fleet model cars, and again, I've never owned one, so my experience is very limited, but from having my YouTube channel, I get comments and questions all the time from police model P71 and P70B owners, and I want to say the number one question I get is electrical problems and electrical issues. And one thing I've learned about those cars is that when they're with their agencies, is that the upfitters who install all of the police equipment when they put them in service, and the downfitters when they leave service, no one agency does it the same way. So what I'm trying to say is they do not follow an industry standard when it comes to upfitting and downfitting. So what that leads to is that every single car for every single agency, whether it be a local police department, a local sheriff department, state police, FBI, government agencies, DOD, you know, whatever it is, every agency is different. And they all do their modifications different when it comes to the lighting, emergency equipment, computers, electrical. So I get questions, you know, this doesn't work or that doesn't work, or how do I fix this? And a lot of the times it's related to when they downfitted it, or when they decommissioned it. You know, instead of carefully removing all of the electrical wiring, you know, it's just a cut and grab job. Cut the wires and grab all the equipment out of it, and it usually leads to short circuits, short to grounds, and whatnot. So I guess I never really addressed the pros and cons, but I'll just say the pros of the civilian cars is they just haven't been modified, so you almost know what you're getting into. And that's what I've experienced with all three of my Panther cars, is they were all stock. They were all bone stock when I got them, and so I didn't have any issues or problems. And the cons of the police models and the fleet models, you know, they've been modified, so tracking down electrical problems might be an issue. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to thank WJ Handy Dad for inviting me to this collaboration. And don't forget to check out the description box for the other collaborators and get their points of views on their pros and cons. All right, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.